everybody, welcome aboard. Just give it a few seconds for things to settle down, sort themselves out, and people to turn. As you can see, the electric blue Acaras are doing zoomies. Spaz is also spazzing out, and the clown loaches are in there now. They've come out of quarantine. So, hello. I see we've got 4 people there. No one in the chat yet, but give it a mo. So, what's been going on this week in Sharpie's fish room? As I said, the clown loaches, the trio of hey Chevy, hey Bob. Oh, just off, Bob. Just off. Well, on my screen anyway. Hey Darlene, how are you? Welcome aboard. So yes, we've got this trio of clown loaches, Huey, Dewey and Louie, I'm calling them for now. Hola Chris, how are you? They seem to be doing well. They went in today so I could clear the quarantine tank, hopefully to get some more fish, but that didn't pan out. But hey, not everywhere has what you want in stock when you want it. Hey Dan, how you doing? Hey Brian, how are you? Anyone I miss? Hello. Because I'm old and crap. Usual warning to anyone new, not necessarily PG, not adult rated. There may be minor swearing, burping, smoking, that kind of thing. Inappropriately named fish. Like that dude. Hey. So yes, no new fishies this week. Bit of a shame, but you know, I was good and didn't buy anything I probably shouldn't have. I did get offered a pair of full-grown, proven breeding pair Midas cichlids, which is like, yeah, I don't really have space for a sort of 12+ inch fish. No, you know, I don't need them. Hi Jesse, how are you? So the other tanks, everyone's doing well at the moment, as far as I can tell anyway. There's again no deaths, which is always a good thing. Nobody been eaten either, which is even better. Hello Anthony, how are you? Hope you're all good. Yeah, so nobody been eaten, nobody died. We do have some new others. Evening D. It's nice. We actually get to say hello to each other on the same day. You say hello to me on your stream, I say hello to you on my stream. It's kind of nice. Yeah, so the last lot of baby bristlenoses are doing well. There are 20-ish of them. Haven't yet spotted if any of them are long fins or reds, but we shall see. And this morning, they were born a few days ago. First time they came out of their little hidey hole. Another batch of Apistogramma cacatoides babies. So what I'm going to do this time is, if I notice the numbers starting to drop, I am going to turkey baster some out and stick them in. Just if they're going to die anyway, doesn't hurt to try and save some, does it? So yeah, if I notice numbers, then I will move them over to the breeder box with baby bristlenoses. Just see, because Tanky seems to have done okay. I'm thinking female, judging by the general size and the size of the mouth. Thank you very much, Bob, for the $10 super chat. Most appreciated. You don't have to do it. Never expect it from anyone. It's always nice to get though. Dan bought some more expensive guitar than he needs to play than 2 chords. Let me guess, E minor seventh and G or D. Because anyone can play an E minor seventh on a guitar. Okay, mine is going to be massively out of tune at the moment, but I can show you an E minor seventh because I don't need my manky fingers to do anything for it. Even easier. Right, here is how you play an E minor seventh. And yes, that is really out of tune. Yes, open strings, A and D. Ooh, one more, you can start on punk. 3 chords will get you through pretty much any punk song. Yeah, and just for reference for anyone, don't drop a Telecaster on your foot. Get yourself some good strap buttons so it doesn't fall off the strap. Won't hurt the guitar, it'll break your foot though. Again. Yes. So the one I used to do would be I'd walk into a guitar shop and you always had to pick up a guitar and have a strum. And my one would be pick it up, the little blump, blump, blump. Open string Chevy. Just play the 6 strings open. That's an E minor seventh. It's really that simple. That's what basic tuning is on a guitar. But yeah, I used to go in and pick up a clunk, 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 and then just go into Plug-in Baby by Muse, which used to confuse quite a few people. Because nobody wants to hear bloody Stairway to Heaven again. I mean, that was the old joke from Wayne's World, wasn't it? No stairway. Yeah, so back to fishies. So yes, as Robert and Roberta have had another bunch of fry. There's about 30, 40 of, I think, something like that. Feeding away happily. I fed them a few minutes ago. They're all doing well. No sign of any baby shell dwellers yet, but again, I've not had them that long. They're still burying their shells and rescaping the tank. No baby CPDs that I've seen, but I get a funny feeling they breed every day, basically. But I've got a funny feeling either they're eating their eggs, Tanky's eating their eggs, or the snails are eating the eggs. It's going to be 1 of 3. In here, as I say, everything's going well. No arguments, no fights, nothing else has been eaten. Let's say, yeah, the 3 clown loaches are in, and their little cave that they were all sleeping in the quarantine tank. I figured I'd put that's where they sleep, so I thought I'd put it in there. And they've at least got somewhere they know that they think is safe. Not that anywhere is really safe from Spaz in there, but you know, he's not gone after any of the shrimp. He's not gone after the Acaras, and he's given up on the Ember Tetras. I think he probably just wouldn't. Don't think his eyes are good enough to even see the Ember Tetras. Bless him. But yeah, he's picking out on pellets. He'll even take the floating pellets as well now, so that's good. So I just chuck a few of them in just before I go to bed, and when I wake up in the morning, they're all gone. Yes, I know overnight they will have sunk, but he does eat them. Other news: baby bristlenoses are bristlenosing, doing what they just do. All 3 tubs of them. Although as the QT tank is empty, I shall move the filter from that into one of the bristlenose tubs. A, to keep it cycled, B, to just add extra filtration to one of them, because let's be honest, when you've got as many bristle noses in tubs as I've got, you need more filters. Yeah, when it's taking 3 days to clog, 3 or 4 days to clog all the filters solid, yeah, you need more filters. I say they're quite happily munching away on whatever I put in there, whether it be courgette, cucumber, algae wafers, morning wood, mushrooms, wood, and the shrimp are still in the one that's just down here as well. The cherry shrimp that somehow managed to get into there. Don't ask. I swear my ghost is just picking cherry shrimp up and moving them into different tanks that they aren't in. Basically, that is what I think is going on. Pretty sure, actually. And it's also going out and buying crebensis. I'm bloody sure of that. It's the amount of them that keep turning up. Still not sponsored. And so we did go for a trawl around 3 LFSs today. No luck, as I said earlier, on any of the fishies I was after. And as I said, I avoided buying the Midas cichlids. It was an easy decision not to buy the Goliath birdie in spiderlings. No, I mean, seriously, why does anyone need a spider that's a foot across? Why? I get that some people like spider, but still, that's a lap spider. There are people with smaller dogs. Bob's got smaller dogs. Any contact from Zach? Not this week, I've noticed. Pretty sure he's still around, because Ginger's another neighbourhood cat. He's been adopted by my neighbours from someone across that way who didn't look after their cats very well, so they've kind of both been adopted. And Ginge was Zach's lieutenant, second in charge, and he's taken over the territory and all that entails in that. And we're making friends. We're at the give him a good fuss. He's all good with it. Got a purr the other day, which is bonus. He managed to pick him up and he didn't struggle. But he comes up to the door and he pops his head in the door, has a good look, and will not cross that doorway. I'm pretty sure that's probably because Zach's still down here and he's either being respectful of Zach or a bit scared because Zach's beaten him up a few times in the past. So it might be that I'll have to literally pick him up and bring him in and let him know it's all okay and he's welcome. Just as long as he doesn't try and go upstairs and get scared by the ghost upstairs, which is now taken to walking around my bedroom at night. Yes, again, it has been rather warm in the UK. Well, rather warm for, again, a fat, hairy, unfit person like me who doesn't like the heat at the best of times. So I've still been sleeping downstairs. And my bedroom is directly above where I was sleeping. And obviously I know my house. I know the settling noises. And I hear it go into my bedroom, walk across the front, then walk up the side of the bed to the head end and stop. And then that's it, no more noise. But yeah, shadow person is now wandering around my bedroom in the middle of the night. Yay! Pam, hello my dear. How the devil art thou? Again, apologies for missing your stream and yours too, Bob. charge your ghost rent. It's either that or I get some paranormal investigators in, but I've got a funny feeling that none of their equipment would do very well here. Not with the amount of, well, fish tanks up and running. I might have to see if I can figure out how to do an EVP session using my phone or something like that, and see if I can strike up a conversation. But hey, it doesn't bother me. I'm used to living in houses where humans aren't the only occupants. Let's put it that way. It's, if anything, with the thing that ghosts make rooms colder. Yeah, I can live with my bedroom being cold. I quite appreciate that, actually. It'd be rather nice. I wouldn't see it as a bad thing. I'd see it as a bonus. You have an aircon in your bedroom. Yes, hello, little Shelly Dwelly. I know you're watching me, watching you. So there's been more aquascaping going on in there this week. How something as small as a similis can I don't have any problems. I have said hello and blah 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 to it. So yeah, it's not like it's causing an issue. I think it's followed me home from somewhere because no one's died in this house. It's a new build in the 80s, so I've been here for 23 years. So yeah, no one's died here unless I have, and I haven't realised it yet. Oh, no, I've got the coloration of a ghost, but you know, yeah, I'll say it's one of those things that some people would be freaked out by. Doesn't bother me in the slightest. It's just one of those things in my world. Now, I've been used to the paranormal since I was a little kid, so someone who's never experienced anything, seeing a shadow person or hearing someone walk around upstairs when you know you're the only person in the house. Thank you very much, Pam. I'm not dead despite the smell. Yeah, I may smell like death sometimes, but there you go. Built on a burial mound, maybe seen about they built. No, it was literally probably this time last year it started up. And this was just a field beforehand. Even historically, the town wasn't over. There wasn't anything over this direction of town. So yeah, it's basically it's something that's attached and followed me home from somewhere. Again, don't bother me at all. It's cool to have. Maybe I can get some evidence or more evidence. But yeah, we shall see. Evening, Jessica. How are you? So, other than that, what else do we do? So yeah, the 3 fishy shops. No fishies. Did get some more plants. Well, technically. Oh, pardon me. We got 2 tubs of Tropica Taxiphyllum barbieri, which is basically just Java moss, I think. Yeah, was that from Senior Naked Stickball, Bob? So those are for wherever I might need moss. It's probably going to be some in the Episto tank, mainly just something for microfauna. Yeah, fauna. to live in Fusori and all that stuff that then Fry can eat and Fry can hide in. And then a tub of salvinia to go in the shell dweller tank, as anything I plant in there they dig up. So I figure floating plants, dig that up, you bugger. Disco days, oh dear. Oh, I can just see Bob in your white bell bottoms, your shirt unbuttoned almost to the waist with your big old medallion, your Saturday Night Fever haircut. I can see that, Bob. Very cool. Brian, I was fitting kitchen in the house and some Matilda disappeared. Yeah. That's generally in houses I've lived in that have had paranormal things occur. That is the worst kind of thing that's happened. You know, stuff goes missing and turns up somewhere random. I think the scariest thing I've ever had happen in a house was on the Lizard in Wyndham, and that was, you know, you wake up in the morning, got condensation on the inside of your windows. Old house, very old house, very, very old house. So there'd be writing in the condensation on the windows. Not me doing it. It was it never really made sense. But then the person that was murdered in that house probably wasn't able to read and write. So I've got a fly that's bugging me right now. But yeah, I'll say it's more frustrating, annoying stuff rather than freak you out, scary stuff. I've not seen, and I've seen apparitions. I see apparitions at work, but I've not lived in a house where you get like the grey lady on the stairs or anything like that. It's more been shadow people, that kind of stuff. Yep. Enjoy your din-dins, Dan? Haggis, tatties and neeps, I hope. So yeah, that's the ghostly goings on, the fishy goings on. Definitely got a place to rehome Spazzy Boy when he gets too big. Got that confirmed that yes, I'll take him. And get the funny feeling, hey, Scott the Alien, how are you? Just missed all the ghosty talk. Hope all's well with yourself and Paige and all your fishy and fur buddies. Yeah, I got a funny feeling that the guy that I sell my fish to wants me to breed some crebensis for him. Different types, because he was saying about all the different types of cribs that are now snake pipe attack. Oh, you get. Oh, that's one of my favourites. Yeah, he's getting all the different types of cribs showing up on his order lists, and he wants to get them, but as they're still relatively rare over here, they're quite expensive. I get the funny feeling he wants me to breed some cribs for him of a rarer flavour. So yeah, we'll see. If I ever get a grow out tub cleared, I might. If I ever get a Megaflex, I might. We shall see. Every time I get close to being able to afford it or getting some time off work, something happens. But if not for the end of this year, then early next year it'll be done. But then it's, do I go for another planted tank? And if so, do I keep this as like a bigger fish tank and then have Megaflex there, breed some cribs and keep smaller fishes in it? Oh dear, pardon me. Getting a bit breezy around here today. So yes, that's where we stand at the moment. Yeah, what else we got to do? I'll say a lot of my plans depend on clearing out some of these grow out tubs, which should happen at some point in a not too distant future. I'll say the shop I went to that was selling the bird-eating spiders. They had bristle noses in that I could only describe as being maybe 3 weeks old. They were minute, absolutely tiny. I mean, as I say, not a lot bigger than the ones I've got in the breeder box at the moment, 2 weeks old. And yeah, you just got to carry on, Brian. That's it. It's not going to hurt you. It's not, it's that kind of instance. The worst thing, quick as yeah, I kind of understandable, but it's not going to hurt you. Worst it might do is make you jump and smack your head on the ceiling above you, or the floor above you, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I would definitely say those bristle noses were way too small to be selling. At most a month old. They were a ½ inch at most. They were tiny. So, well, I mean, if they'll take them that size to sell, then result I can clear them all out overnight. But I doubt it. So, plus I wouldn't want to be selling on fish that are too small to sell on. Much as I might like to get rid of a couple of hundred bristle noses, especially I know that shop wouldn't actually give me money for it. They give me credit, but they haven't got any fish I want. And I really doubt they'd give me credit towards a tank. So, yeah. We're trying not to give them fish at the moment. Plus, that's the one that had the bacterial, fungal, nasty thing going on. So, I like my fishies and my little buddies. I don't want to knowingly sell them to a bad home, as it were. Let's have a look. Let's see who we got in here. See if anyone's visible, shall we? Do you have a bit of explore of a few tanks before the camera does anything silly? So let's start with massively dirty glass. There's the Shelly Dwellies, the Similis, all out and about and doing what they should do. But how the hell one of them managed to move all that lava rock out of the plant pot, I have no idea. Quick look out the back door for Bob. There's the pond in the distance. The algae farm, otherwise known as a CPD tank with little tanky in it. The little piston, just about to see her tail. There she goes. And the star of the show is Spazzy. Big old fat boy. That way. And the Acaras, there are 2 of them anyway. It is getting dark, Bob. It's that time of year where things start getting dark in the UK around 8:30. And in here you probably won't be able to see much, but a whole swath of bristle noses, and a big pile of bristle nose poop, just for good measure. But yeah, there's still over 100 of them in there. And the other two tubs have probably got somewhere in the region of 70 to 80 in. And the camera's done that thing again, like it always does. So we jump up and out of the way, let the camera focus. Focus you. Come on. It's supposed to have autofocus. Or you're waiting to... No, it's focused that close to itself, has it? Ugh. There we go. We got it back. So yes, and obviously from here I can't stretch the camera around far enough to see the other tanks in the other room. But yeah, so getting dark ways. Cloudy out there at the moment, but it is this time of year is getting dark around 8:30, 9:15. So it's more my time of year. I'm not a fan of the sun, not a fan of bright light. Again, as my coloration will attest, it's graveyard tan. It's hard work. You've got to stay out of the light as much as possible. But hey, and the old Rona rug's getting really bad now. Desperately need a haircut. But yes, all the hairdressers are appointment only at the moment. And as my shifts is changing every week at the moment, it's a bit hard to make an appointment with someone when you don't know if you're working or not. So we will do that for a little while longer. Either until my shift pattern settles down and gets back to normal again, or they start taking walk-ins. And I've got less hours this week, but I'm still working every day. Today is my only day off, which is a bit of a pig. But, you know, mustn't grumble. At least I have got work. More work than I'd necessarily like, but, you know, it's work. It pays for shiny things and fishies and bills and food and cigarettes and Monster and cake. Cake. Speaking of which, yes, I have forgotten to eat tea again today. I say forgotten, didn't get a chance. I shall eat something after I'm done. I can survive another hour and a half without food. Energy drink will keep me going. What else has been going on this week? I've been at work a lot, so not really a huge amount. Work, sleep, water changes, work, sleep, water changes. Pretty much has been my week this week. Which is why the tank's glass is pretty dirty on most of them. Why the little CPD tank needs a good sort out for algae. Oh, hello, Bertie. Yes, hello, gorgeous. Yeah, exactly, Brian. I've got a bit spare. A bit spare fuel tank. Got a reserve tank to run on, which I could probably do with getting rid of, to be honest. Maybe I might fare better in the heat if I wasn't carrying around so much insulation. Might be an idea. That dude is supposed to be nocturnal and shy. Why did I end up with the one Bashir that's out and about during the day, likes to swim through my ears, and is actually friendly to anything that's not small enough to fit his mouth? I mean, heck, there's a baby guppy swimming around in there. There's a small baby guppy swimming around. There are 3 electric blue acaras, a crebensis, and a Senegal bicher in there. There should not be any fry in there at all, especially not guppy fry. I mean, acara fry, yes please. That would be awesome if I could get some baby acaras. Just as long as I then don't get overrun with baby cichlids. Yeah. Although hopefully they grow a bit quicker than the baby bristlenoses do, and they're fewer in number. It was that. I would have been fine. It was just that one spawn of bristlenoses that was about 180 that just kind of messed everything up. It was like, oh, what do I do with all of these? It's weird. I quite happily let guppy fry be considered live food, but if a fish has gone to the hassle of laying eggs, looking after them and hatching them, I just can't just leave them. Oh, they need looking after. I think it's also the value. Guppies I would basically just have to give away. They're worthless, as it were, unless you've got hundreds of them and you get a bit for them. But things like bristlenoses or cribs or anything else, pistos, anything else like that I can breed is actually worth money to me. So yeah, I know it's wrong, probably morally corrupt, but and baby fish are awesome, which is why I'm hoping this time, at least hoping, I can keep the baby pistos alive and well fed. I've got the brine shrimp hatchery up and running for them. Got fry food, got the liquid fry food, crushed flake, freeze-dried Daphnia. And they shouldn't go hungry as long as I remember to feed them. But yeah, it's just fingers crossed everything goes well there. Have a whole bunch of boblets swimming around. And then again, also fingers crossed, hopefully it's just a matter of time before the shell dwellers start multiplying. They appear to be comfortable and happy enough in there. And there's no fighting going on, so I'm assuming I haven't got 4 males. I just hope I haven't got 4 females, but judging by the way they've all been digging, I may well have got 4 females. Which would be probably quite rare, I would have thought. Get 4 fish and all of them are the same gender. As for the modelling mojo is still 0, and as I said, I've been working way too many hours, even thinking about going up and sitting in the cave. It's also been too hot, to be honest. But I'm sure that will come back at some point. It's not like I haven't got any models to build. I've got plenty up there, a couple part built already. There's a couple that are built and just need painting. One that's part built and one that's part started. Yeah, I think it just needs a good clear out up there as well, to be honest. the problem is if I have a really good clear out, I might decide I've got enough space for another tank or a rack of tanks. It wouldn't be good. So I'm going to have to find somewhere to put that bookcase anyway. If I get a Megaflex. Because I don't think it's big enough to be a stand, and it's definitely not strong enough. It's not even MDF, it's chipboard. So hello Chewy. I learned a great deal from directors of films. You know, famous draft Up the Skirt. Marilyn Monroe stolen from a historical film. I didn't, but you know, those kind of things do happen. They reenact a shot. In that kind of instance, you don't have a problem with. It's in my workbench. I need a skip. No, there's not that much crud up there. Most of it's useful. Part of the problem is I've got more paints than paint storage, and when I start building, especially if I'm doing figures or fantasy stuff, every paint I use stays out until I finish that piece. So yeah, you can end up with 100+ pots of paint sat on the bench. Historical film shot by Edison in 1901. Oh, very cool. Yeah, I'll say reenacting shots like that in an homage or whatever you want to call it. That's cool. That's awesome. That's great. But when they remake a bloody movie and do it shot for shot, oh geez. It's like, no, you really didn't need to do a shot for shot remake of that. People can just watch the original. Yes, Hollywood, lack of ideas, lack of just lack of everything really. But then it's also partly down to the people that go and watch the movies, because if movie A makes X amount of money and movie B makes Y amount of money, they're going to keep leaning more towards the one that makes more money, which means the one that makes less money is going to get less marketing, less coverage, less viewers, make less money. Yeah, that's it. It's dying. I think the movie industry is just dying. Things like, going back, things like Band of Brothers, Pacific, Walking Dead, Game of Thrones, all these kind of things have got the same production values and levels as a movie. But you don't have to go and sit in a room filled with a couple of hundred annoying people who make noise, crunch food, blah, 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 get up in the middle and walk past you. Can't hold their bladder for 2 hours. Costs an absolute fortune. Yeah, it's just not right. Hang on, what are you doing inside that shell? That's a new behaviour. Is there eggies in there by chance? I hope there are. Half the fun is going to a movie theatre or driving rather than being shut in, which is something I'm going to do. Yes, although I've not been to the last movie I went to see in a cinema or movie theatre was Van Helsing with Hugh Jackman. I just no. better picture quality at home, better sound quality at home. I can hit pause if I need to go to the loo. I can smoke. I don't have to pay way over the odds for food. I don't mind waiting. I mean, it's not like it used to be where you had to wait a year, 18 months for something to come out on video or DVD. It's like 3 or 4 months, 6 months at most, generally. Yeah, I can wait an extra 6 months. Doesn't bother me. And get all the, but the spoilers. Yeah, by then I've forgotten the spoilers, to be honest. Yeah, way society's going. Yeah, I'd rather not pay twice as much to watch it once than I would to watch it as many times as I want. Yeah, it's in a comfortable chair where I can sit, eat, drink what I want, smoke, pause, go to the loo. Yeah, so driving would be different. We don't really have drive-ins over here. They tend to be dank, dingy, nasty, horrible places. And you don't know what the other people have been doing on the seats beforehand. There's always, I mean, foods that crunch should be banned. Any drink that has a straw in it should be banned. 75 yet Young Frankenstein and Vanishing Point. Yeah, that would have been fun. It's one of those things, as I get older and more crotchety and grumpy, I just have less and less time for other people being thoughtless, annoying. You don't want to be sat there watching there's a difference between a summer blockbuster, like a Michael Bay movie, where you basically take your brain out and just sit there going for about 90 minutes. And you come out and you're like going, what the hell was that about? Was there even a storyline? Was there a plot? Did it make any sense? No, there was lots of CG. Hey, Big J, how you doing? Hope you're bearding well. Yeah, exactly. Be a grumpy old man. We can be Stadler and Waldorf. Yeah, just if you're going to go to the pictures, how old I am, just sit, watch the movie. Don't laugh loudly. Don't scream if it's a scary bit in a horror movie. Don't crunch your food. Don't slurp your drink. Just sit quietly. Go to the toilet beforehand so you don't need to go halfway through and then have to ask whoever you've been with what happened or why. Oh, God, the ones that you say, why are they doing that? Why are they doing that? Who's that? Like, maybe I should run a cinema and just run it on the basis of no idiots allowed. Did you understand Donnie Darko? If not, you are not welcome in this establishment. Do you understand that Star Wars is an allegory for fascism? Yes. Mob rules isn't that movie. Great watching people headbang. Yeah, that was. Yeah, I did get that reference, Chewie, when I saw that. Yes, headbanging to Bohemian Rhapsody. But then that is just a class, hilariously funny movie. Again, that's another one of those ones where they're kind of making fun, but they're paying the homage to it as well. Better to live it than watch it. Yeah, I've definitely lived a life. As my body will attest, I'm going to be going. Yeah, when I turn up at the pearly gates, they're going to go, "What the hell happened?" Oh, Wild Hogs! That was a hilariously funny movie. That was, yeah, Tim Allen, and I can't remember. Oh, geez, can't remember the other guys' names, but yeah, Tim Allen's always funny, or was always funny. Is he one of those ones that we're not allowed to like anymore? I can never keep up. John Travolta. Yeah, yeah. And the guy from Scrubs playing the gay bike cop. That was hilarious. They all go skinny dipping. It was it. What's the my uh, the guy from Bad Boys? I can't remember. There was Martin Lawrence. That's it. Yes. They was skinny dipping. And they go, "Why didn't you take your shorts off?" Because I didn't want it to get too dark in here. Jeez. Do have one with the one getting into a pink Cadillac, nor a pink Rolls Royce either, because that's just really bad. Don't know if you're familiar with Jordan, as she was previously known when she was a nude model. I use the word model in the loosest sense. Um, yeah, she had a pink Rolls Royce. John McGinley, that was his name, yes. He's one of those guys that you remember the face. You see him, you know him instantly. You just can't remember his name. Or I can't anyway, but this is me and I can't remember my name sometimes. So, it is me if it's frozen. It's all looking good my end. Um, uh, I just give it a minute and see if anything happens. See if anything comes back to life. My internet is still on. We're back. Thank you very much, Dan. Is that you're back, or I'm back, or everything's back? There's something froze for a moment there. It could have just been the mention of Baby Shark. That might have done it. It might be yeah. I think it's the mention of either singing or Baby Shark. One of them just scared the internet into switching off. Must have been that. Because everything appeared fine from my end. Nothing came up on the screen, said poor stream health or frames dropped or anything. So might just be the weather because it has been hacking it down with rain around here today. Most welcomely. Guys, something I did notice, I've got a bucket of old substrate set out the back. Yeah, that's got plants growing in it now. So, yay. I'm going to have to weed my substrate. Oh well, either that will put it into a tank and everything will die anyway. So, hey, free ammonia. And I'm not sure if these Shelleys are doing matey type behaviour or not. I guess I'll find out in a while. If I suddenly see a little pair of eyes staring at me out of a shell, then they were doing matey behaviour. Big old grumpy, just patrolling the corner. Yep, they're back to doing what they normally do now, hanging out by the shells and getting ready to hide. So where were we? Little Red Corvettes, Mustang Sallies, Baby Sharks. Oh yes, there's a second fish shop near me is now selling red snakeheads. That's all they're labelled as, a red snakehead. It doesn't say whether they're a dwarf or a full grown or whatever. So, oh, good question, Chewy. Any salmon breeding in the area? Not in his local stream, I don't think. Although I've got to say, that was a very interesting video you did there, Dan, with the stream dipping or brook dipping. Yeah. Burn, that's it, a burn. Something I might have to do next time I've got some time off work. Take a net and a little bottle or jug or something jar, and go have a scrape around in a local stream and see what comes out. See if there's anything interesting or funky. Heck, might even get a couple of fishies. Yeah, anything that would live in that stream would technically be legal to take. The blooming ghost. It could well be. So I do have a theory on that, which we'll get onto in a minute. Yeah, I'd say following on from Daniel's video on that, going for a little pond dip into a local pond or stream or something is something I do recommend people doing. I say the YouTube channel Life in Jars, that's what he does. And get some water and a bit of substrate from a local river or pond or rock pool or whatever, seals the jar up and sees what happens, see what life comes out of it, with some interesting results. I think the sea one he ended up with crabs and all sorts running around in there. That was one of my favourite things to do as a kid. It's the equivalent of going rock pooling when you don't live near a beach that's got rock pools. But there you go. That's your next one, Dan. If you get a chance and if you've got any suitable beaches, a rock pooling video, that would get a lot of views, I think. What is living in local British rock pools? Yeah, because we might know as Brits what we'd expect to find, but I know our American cousins might be quite surprised. I know people do seem to assume that most of our fish are either brown or grey and a bit dull, but we do have some very pretty smaller species of native fish. The anemones, the starfish. Yeah. Tin cans, broken bottles, plastic bags, floaters. Yeah. Yeah, especially the way the beaches have been lately in the UK. Obviously, with the corona lockdown, as soon as the weather heated up and people were allowed out, everyone just went nuts going to the beach and to areas of natural beauty. And it was people that don't normally go to these kind of places very often. And yeah, people that like to leave a mess behind themselves. Yeah, it's taking a lot of cleanup. Let's put it that way. But I would think the rocky type beaches would be relatively clear from that because, for some reason people like sitting on sand with nothing to do rather than exploring rock pools for nature and life. Yeah, it's the seagulls and whatever do tend to fish anything interesting out. The trick is find out when the tides are, Dan. If you can get down there just as the tide's going out, with any luck, you will scare the birds away and you'll get first dibs at whatever's in there. That's not the Batman symbol, that's Dave. Uh, oh, yeah. Yeah, there's all sorts, yes. I've got to say, British beaches are in general a lot better than they used to be, but obviously, with all the people hitting the beach at the same time, who are people who don't normally go to these kind of places? It's just, we can finally go out. Where can we go? Let's go to the beach. And just left chaos and carnage behind them. And now the fly's decided it's going to sit on the computer screen. I'm just waiting for it to crawl across the camera lens now. Seagulls are tougher than you. Yeah, 1-0 to the Seagulls. Well, have you got a bicycle helmet? Or an old tin hat or something? You'll be all right. Yeah, yeah, that's what. I was thinking the Atlantic salmon would kind of outcompete the Pacific. Um, they do better in colder waters. They would die. Well, the thing is, I would quite happily slap the fly, but it's sat on the keyboard at the moment, and I'm pretty sure I'd hit something and either send a random message, quit the stream off, or something random would happen, or I'd just break the computer. And me being me, and well, I say me being me, as a fish keeper, I don't have a can of fly spray because I don't want to kill all my fish. But Arctic, oh yeah, skewers, yes, those things are vicious. They make a herring gull look like a blue tit. Um, yeah, yeah, they will quite happily attack much bigger animals than themselves. Bob Boy got up to a video of a seagull swallowing a rat. Yeah, I've woken up to worse things than that, Bob. Some of the things, given my viewing history, some of the things my YouTube comes up with as recommendations for me to watch, I'm like, what? Or I will stick something on, like, say, a paranormal portal, have a nap, and wake up with something completely. What was it the other day? Yeah, I went to sleep went for a nap watching the paranormal portal, listening to. And when I woke up, it was a Wyoming PBS show about, well, Wyoming, like a natural history kind of documentary. I'm thinking, I went to sleep watching something about ghost stories, and I woke up like an hour and a half later hearing about buffalo and plains and mountains, and I'm like, what? It was rather confusing. I mean, at least it wasn't Japanese tentacle porn. I mean, that is a step up from what it has been in the past. But, you know, that's what happens if you fall asleep and then wake up 10 hours later and YouTube's still playing and it's gone down its own rabbit hole of weirdness. I think that time I started out watching video about fish. Yeah. I think it might have been one of the old Real Fish Talks. Not Corona. I missed I missed the chance there. Never mind. It'll happen again. Yeah, it is extremely weird where YouTube can take you sometimes. I don't know, was it last week I was saying I watch Clash Guitars and Dan Hurd prospecting, gold prospecting, that kind of stuff. Do I really have any interest in gold prospecting, gold mining? Not really. Are they entertaining people to watch? Are they interesting? Yes. Right, fair enough. And then it ended up on a metal detector in one, which I could hear, and I was like, oh, there's another metal detector. Oh, a female metal detectorist. I look up and there's this massively breasted Texan lady wearing basically Daisy Dukes and a crop top. I was like, fair enough. That's, yeah. Hi, Gnarly. How are you? Hope all is good at your end. Yeah, so the YouTube rabbit hole, you don't have to go down it yourself. You just leave autoplay on. It will take you some weird places. Some deeply strange places. These places you're thinking, hang on, does this even pass the terms of service? He says he really likes a cigarette. Yeah. No, I don't get it. Although I did get an interesting comment this week on one of my really old videos. It's about a 40-minute-ish. Was it 40 minutes? 30 minutes? Something like that. It was a review of a model kit, showing what you get in the box, going through everything. As Brian will know, the kit review. This was the Meng D9R bulldozer, and the comment read, "It's like watching paint dry." I just replied, "Well, you are a modeler. That's what you do most of the time. Sit there waiting for paint to dry." But again, it's like pretty much all comments you'll get like that as a YouTuber come from people who have no content. It's like, yeah, your opinion means nothing. You don't do it yourself, so you don't have a right in my book. So what do I think of colorized black and white movies? Oh, depends on the movie and the colorization. Yes, I noticed you did that, but I do read American, Chewy, so we're okay. Yeah, I read American, English, and French, and a bit of Latin, and a bit of German. But yeah, it all depends on the movies. Yeah, exactly, Bob. The ones that have got the worst comments are the ones who haven't got a clue what. I mean, yeah, I'll hold my hand up. My videos are easy to make. I sit there, I think about what I want to make a video about, or I come up with an idea, then I work out, right, okay, how am I going to film it? What story am I going to tell? get that all sorted out in my head, then I hit record, do it, put it on the computer and upload it. Right? So I don't do all the posh, clever editing and all that stuff other people do that takes God knows how many hours. Some of the videos I see, it's like, excuse me, you have higher production values than most British TV. Anyone who's watched British soap operas, multilingual literate, I can't read it in several languages. Yeah. Wait, yeah, there's that, Bob, and plus I just can't be bothered to figure out how to do editing. I'm not tech gifted, and it's not me. It's easier for me to hit record and talk and go through the whole of what I want to talk about in one take than it is to try and edit anything. And I think probably 95% of the videos I put up are first take. And the only ones that are second take is because I've spotted generally a reflection in a tank of me in my boxers. Or, something like that. Or the phone rang back 30 seconds in or something like that, But yeah, so I take the easiest possible way of making a video for YouTube and use that. That's the way I do it. Others, as Bob said, loads of editing, take hours and hours over it. If you've not done that yourself, you have no right to criticize. If, for example, Corey or Drop Down, someone with a bigger channel, more successful, more experience, has critique to offer or advice, I will listen. If it's just someone with their opinion who's never actually done it themselves, I ain't listening. Oh, pardon me. Notice increase in jump balance on editor. It takes you out. Yeah, exactly, Bob. I understand why, and I'm not going to name names, why certain channels have done that. I think I know who you're talking about, originating it, and that is in that case, it was understandable, and the editor that was hired is amazing at his job, and is also gets the character and the feel and everything of the videos, so it works well. But yeah, to a channel the size of ours, Bob, I think you're bigger than me. You hit the 1500 yet? You must have done by now. Yeah, to have an editor and all that, it's just no. Yeah, it's not a hobby. Yeah, exactly. It's not a hobbyist responsibility level. We're just here sharing our love of the hobby and sharing our knowledge if and as we can. And pretty much we do it for free. I mean, yes, I know I've had, oh yeah, you're way ahead of me now, Bob. I think I'm about 1410, something like that. But yeah, we do it because we enjoy it. I say we don't get paid. We do get paid technically once we get to the right levels. But the pay from YouTube, I don't think people who don't do it realize just how pathetic it is. What is it? Something like an eighth of a penny a view or something like that. Oh, thanks for popping in, Brian. Stay safe. And belatedly, hello, Tom. Stop moment to sharpen your mower blades and check on me. I'm still alive, Tom. I haven't chopped anything off yet. Broken anything recently. No new injuries. That's because I haven't cut my grass lately. But then it has been very dry here, so I haven't needed to, thankfully. Yeah, I think you've got it spot on there, Bob. With it's not a hobbyist responsibility. people seem to think that as a hobbyist doing it, you should have the same production, scripting, and all that as one of the big channels that can have someone do the scripting, an editor, multiple cameras, different angles, special lights, all this stuff. Oh dear, did it log itself out and wouldn't log back in again, Dan? Did you have to turn it off and on? But yeah, we're just, I say small fry, but we're doing it for the love of it. We're doing it to share our love of the hobby, our knowledge, what little I have of the hobby, either of the hobbies, to be honest. You know, knocking us down isn't going to make us do anything necessarily different or suddenly start scripting and being really tight with the editing. It's just you're wasting everyone's time. All you're doing is giving me a chance to rant about you, really. One of my ideas for a video, and it's not actually related to models or aquatics, is how to be a good YouTube watcher. Like, there's lots of videos on that out about how to be a better YouTuber. Keep your videos to a certain length, get to the point really fast, all this kind of stuff. All the ways to beat the algorithms and all this. I've never seen one how to be a good YouTube viewer. So it's an idea that's been trundling around in my head. It'd probably get a lot of hate. But you know, you sort of pandemic threatening our existence. Yeah. So that's one of those things that always makes me laugh. Is as generally if I'm on the bus going to and from Norwich or something, and I happen to mistime it at school kicking out time and end up with all the school kids on the bus, the things they're running on about as massive dramas in their lives, and you're just thinking, yeah, that's just a Tuesday. PewDiePie did one already. Yeah, I don't watch PewDiePie, never have done. It's actually, I don't even know what PewDiePie does on his channel. I know it's a he, so you know, I've got that start, but don't even know what the videos are about. So never even come up on my recommended list, I don't think. Yeah, I'll say, I mean, to go back to being a teenager and what was a big drama back then to be what is a big drama to us now as adults, man, that'd be an easy life. Hello Lisa, how are you? Hope you're all well. Welcome aboard. Welcome to Waffle Central. We're just having a bit of a rant at the moment. Well, I am. That's nothing new, really. I try to keep the ranting to a minimum, but sometimes things just leave me off. Next week, Sharpie's favourite channel, PewDiePie. Yeah, no. Although I do have a new channel I started watching this week. Again, it was one of those ones that came up in recommendations, and it's Amelia Reacts. It's a 11-year-old British girl, and her dad is taking her on a journey through rock music, and it's just great to see just the sheer wonder in her eyes and the big smile on her face, and as she enjoys classic rock music. I say classic rock, she's had Metallica, Guns N' Roses, and mainly Nightwish. But yeah, it's just interesting point is made. How much time do you expect? Well, I mean, to say Michael. It takes him longer than that nowadays, Chewy. Yeah, I wouldn't want to know. I'm guessing. Oh well, feel better. Feel better soon, Lisa. Anyway, it's never good to feel under the weather. Like Blink 182. Yeah. What's really wrong with what's we're talking channels ascribe to the same methods and tell us we have to also. Yeah, all commercially motivated. Exactly. Yeah. So this is it. I'm not knocking. I'm not knocking professional YouTubers. I mean, one of my favourite people was she's got several channels. Simon Whistler does top tens, business blaze, biographics, geographics, mega projects. Does all these, but he's got a script writer. He's got an editor. Not script writers, editor, studio, all this stuff. I'm okay. He puts out a video basically every day on one of his channels, and he does make his living from doing that. But as you say, as just a hobbyist doing it because we want to share or we enjoy it. You know, you can't hold our kinds of channels up to that kind of level of professionalism. Mm. Yeah, just don't tell me I have to sell products to be successful. No, I mean, I'm, I can honestly say I've never shilled anything. Um, if I come across a product that's really good, if I'm reviewing something, I've got something, I'm going to do a review of it, whether it be a model kit, an air pump, a fish tank, a Hitachi magic wand, whatever. I'm going to do a review of it. It'll be honest. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Rather you than me, Gnarly. Rather you than me, my friend. It's currently raining here, so I'm quite happy. It means the pond is filling up, everything's turning green again, and the temperatures and the humidity have dropped. Yes. Where was I? I lost my plot there. Mower's back on the trailer, back to work. Righty ho. See you later, Tom. Enjoy your mowing. Yeah, and it's the hobby level that most YouTubers are at. And as I've said before, like with certain channels I watch, say Dan Hurd Prospecting, watch it. You might not be interested in gold prospecting, but the guy is he's passionate, knows what he's talking about, and is entertaining. And I know I'm the world's most boring person, waffling for 2 hours about virtually nothing. But you go to channels for the people you enjoy watching. Now, don't get me wrong, I'll quite happily subscribe and I'll watch the Fish Fam or as many of the videos as I can, because there are a lot of them. As many live streams that I can watch. Even if I can't watch it live, I'll watch the rerun or whatever, or have it playing while I'm doing something else. But even then, you get people you prefer. As I've said before, I've got channels I use purely to go to sleep to, right? They get hell in all view time and watch view time and watch hours and everything from me, because the same video, I might have to watch it 4 times before I make it all the way through without falling asleep. If it's an hour or 2 hour long video, that's a lot of view time. A lot of ads watched as well. Yeah, so it's yeah, but at our level, as it were. No, it's more about the person, the personality, than it is about names and brands and all that stuff. As I said, no, I'll review anything. You'll get an honest opinion out of me, whether I've been given it or I bought it or I found it lying found it lying in the street, whatever. You know, you'll get an honest opinion. And in all my time on YouTube, which is probably 5 years now, something like that, maybe more. Stunning good looks, yeah. It's the hairlines in it, Dan. That's what people are tuning in for. That's why I try and stay behind the camera most of the time. My voice is bad enough, but having to look at my face must be even worse. So I've been sent, well, more than one thing, but by precisely one manufacturer. And now, do I have a vested interest because the people who run that company are my friends? Yes, I do. Did I do an honest review of the products? Yes. Because my friends, the people who run that company, would expect me to do an honest review. If I say it sucks, it doesn't work like you want it to, they'll go, yeah, okay, fair enough, we screwed up, the product isn't up to standard. But I know those products have been through a lot of testing, and on some of them I did some of the testing. I change these shots when you execute a bodily function. Oh, just let me know if you're getting a bit thirsty then, Bob, and I'll let something rip. I'll cough, sneeze, belch or fart. Good job I don't do like a 24-hour live stream, innit, Bob? Well, you'd be absolutely hammered by the end of it. What do you do when I nip off to the loo? Yes, I did, Bob. You caught me. That's another. Is that another shot, Bob? Or were you just getting a bit thirsty and thought I may have missed one? And geez, you imagine that drinking game if me and Blackie did a 24-hour live stream. Forget Corona, there'd be a liver failure outbreak. Yes. Any car, you look after it properly, it'll last longer. You leave it out in the rain, you run it around in the winter on salted roads, it's going to rot. Unless, of course, it's carbon fibre. But if you can afford a carbon fibre car, you're not driving it around in the snow and the ice anyway, so unless you're in that idiots in cars video I was watching the other day, like someone slammed on the brakes in a Ferrari and T-boned a Lamborghini, Volkswagen vans. They're not as good as a Transit though, Chewy. You never beat a good old Ford Transit. or a tranny, but you're probably not allowed to call them that anymore. That probably causes offence somewhere. Well, I know it causes offence to people who don't know why. Yeah, you start talking about trannies, how much stuff you can get in the back of a tranny. That's going to upset people. Hello, Hatrick, how are you? Welcome aboard. Yeah, you know what the smoothest ride ever is? It's a Rolls Royce. You know a car manufacturer's got it right when you look through the brochure and where it says power, it says ample. Yep. Oh, hang on, Bob. Hang on. There we go. I reckon that's a two-shot of that one, Bob. waiting for the comments to come through about that one. Yes, I'm aware that sounded rather like a bullfrog. Chrysler New Yorker. Oh, and that's the thing, though, isn't it? If you don't have corners to go around, you can have the suspension as soft as you like. Have I ever been in a Corvette? Don't think so. I've been in most muscle cars. Pop used to him. Yeah. He had a Cad. What was the Caddy? Was it a Seville? It was a Seville. Oh yeah, he had an Eldorado. Yeah, that was impressive. We lived in what was any Brits will know what I'm talking about when I say Victorian 2 up, 2 down. Basically, a very small house, smaller than the one I'm in. And yeah, and Dad had a Cadillac Eldorado parked out the front. That was, yeah, the car was far longer than the house was. It was a good job next door had a Mini, because that filled up both. Nope. There was a Seville. The Eldorado was first when I was little, and he got a Seville later. They had a Camaro, which was an not race car, not ex-pro street drag car. That thing was just ludicrous. Drove from Norfolk to Wales in 3 hours. Yeah. That's basically the entire width of the UK. What else did he have? He had all sorts. He'd buy them. 2 quick shots in the burp. There we go. Yeah, see, I thought you might like that one, Bob. So if you're going to go live later, you're going to have to be a bit careful. You might be a bit tipsy. Oh, she was only 6 hours away. Ooh. Or have you got something turning up in 6 hours, Anthony? And here comes the rain again. I might have to shut the back door in a minute because it's starting to come in. I just keep an eye that no frogs come in, because that's normally what happens. If I've got the door open and it rains, I'm normally end up with frogs sat on the doorstep. Although now I haven't got to worry about Zach getting in and out, obviously, because he was scared of froggies. I used to have to move the frog out of the way so he could get in or out. Bless him. He'd just sit there looking at it and then come and meow at me to move it out of his way when he really needed to go to the loo. Yeah, so where was it? Yes. So hunt for red rainbow fish is currently a fail. I looked in every local fish store now, and the only one that had them was at a price I'm not really willing to pay. Considering rainbow fish around here, most places are £6, £7, £8, and the other place they were like £15, £16 each. It's like, yeah, no, I'm not paying that. I mean, I think that particular shop, they price their fish not according to worth, but they price certain fish higher so that certain people don't buy them, if you know what I mean. And the people who've got a smaller tank, yeah, guppies are £2.50, £2.95, platies are this, that, the other. Oh yeah, slugs through the cat flap. Yeah, that's not good. I suppose it's better than standing on a dog turd in the morning between your toes, or is it? I'm not entirely sure which is worse, stepping on a dog log or stepping on a massive slug. Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I suppose at least if you've got monster fish, big fish, you can just chuck the slug in a fish tank and it'll be food for someone. No. Yeah, I don't know which is worse, stepping on a dog log or a cat egg, or stepping on a slug. Yeah, I'd rather avoid all three if it's all possible, really. I think I'd rather step on Lego. At least that just hurts for a short while. You can just go ow and swear a bit and then carry on. You don't have to like disinfect your foot first. Although, thankfully for me, with the pond and the amount of frogs that are out there, I don't get many slugs. They all tend to get eaten. Oh, hang on, Bob. Pardon me. Oh, and again. We'll class that as one, Bob, not three. Okay. Oh, damn. Oh, that is grim. That is. Oh, that is grim. Oh no. Oh, drinking slug tea. Yeah, there are corks, Chevy, but I blow them out. I got sick of buying these shorts. Pop you get when you step on them. Oh. It's like when you're walking across us, because I walk home from work in the dark most days, because finish at like 11 o'clock at night usually. Oh, geez, that's great. No wonder the seagull attacks you. But yeah, I have to walk. I don't have to. But the shortest route home is down a dark alleyway. And if it's been rainy, you can guarantee you walking down there and you'll hear a crunch as you step on a snail. Like, oh. Hope I get that wiped off my foot by the time I get home. Sort of again. Yes. That might work, Bob. I'm thinking the amount of rain that happens in Scotland, the salt ring isn't going to last very long. Drink a pot that someone's using an ashtray. Oh no! I can beat that one. After a party, getting up this morning, the morning after the night before, and oh, there's half a bottle of beer sat there. It's still got a bit of a head on it. That'll be all right. I'll have a quick swig. Hair of the dog. Then you realise it's not beer and that someone has relieved themselves into a beer bottle. Ooh, yeah, I'd rather drink ashtray water. But I mean, I've done it more than once with paint water when I've been modelling. If I've had paint water in one cup and then I've had another cup, especially if it's cold and I'm drinking hot drink. And yeah, you either clean your brush in your hot drink, your coffee or your Bovril, usually Bovril in my case, or you accidentally no sharp, Bob. You'd know if there was, I'd be off. Right, see ya, I'm off. See you next week. I'd be doing a runner if I sharted, especially as I was sat on a mesh chair, so it'd probably be all over the floor as well. Yeah. Now I've done that. Yeah, the paintbrush water, that's not good. I mean, it depends on the paints you've been using, but some of the paints I use taste really, really bad. Some of them taste okay. Yeah, some of them taste okay. Now, you wouldn't necessarily choose to drink that paint water, but don't taste too bad. Some of them is, oh my God. And because I use so many different brands and types of paints, it's all mixed together into one pot, and oh, yeah, that's not a good flavour. I'm not as bad as when I used to use spray cans to paint radio control car bodies. And you blow your nose and it comes out metallic blue. That's a little bit disconcerting. Yeah, they get smart and go up the wall. And the other one that would work, Dan, is copper tape. And you should be able to get it from your local garden centre or hardware store, or whatever. It is basically copper tape. It's sticky backed copper. And because of how sensitive slugs and snails are, they won't cross a strip of copper because they get the electric zap off of it because of the potential difference between that and whatever it's stuck to. So yeah, if you've got plant pots that you don't want any slugs or snails, or doors you don't want them coming in, if you just run copper tape around the outside edge of the cat flap, they won't cross it. I've got a reel around here somewhere. I don't think it's downstairs at the moment. The only problem with that is if you use soil in said plant pot that has got snails or slugs in it, or the eggs, so then they can't get out and they just devour everything in there. Well, hello Admin Aquatics, welcome aboard. New name to the channel, always good to see. Yeah, the seagulls have been picking them up and dropping them on your head. Beer in a saucepan, check underneath. Yeah, I've actually got a couple of snail traps out in the garden somewhere like that, where it's you bury like this. It's a pot with a screw-on lid. You've just got like 4 holes in it for slugs and snails to crawl into. You put some beer in the bottom, you bury it in the garden. They go in, get drunk and drown. There's a couple of them out there somewhere. They're probably full by now. Probably full of live ones now. I wonder if that would work. No, it wouldn't. Yeah, don't go putting alcohol in your fish tanks to catch the snails. The last thing anyone wants is drunk fish. Although depending on fish, it could be quite amusing. Are mystery snails very sensitive to pH and ammonia? I've never kept mystery snails myself, and as far as I'm aware, most snails are relatively hardy compared for most things. I'm sure people in the chat will have kept them. pH wise, not actually the pH, but the hardness of the water could be a factor. Being snails, they need calcium in the water to build their shells and other minerals, so you do need a certain amount of hardness. You can tell if it's not because the snails go, well, basically their shells start deteriorating. I haven't got any around at the moment visible. Big Bob is hiding up somewhere, probably eating a guppy. Yeah, they do better in hard water, but it's not too big of an issue. Snails are relatively bomb-proof. If there's something wrong with the water, they'll crawl out of it, basically. Nerites do anyway. Well, I've got one that's a certain escape artist. There's nothing wrong with the water. He just likes crawling out of the tank and out of the lid and going for a wander. It's 3 or 4 times now I've found him in random places, not in the tank. Come down in the morning, look, what the hell's that? Oh, right, it's a snail. He's escaped again. It's only a hole big enough just to there's some really challenging elements that are very sensitive to pH. Changing the water quality. Yeah, I mean, obviously you want to keep your water clean if you can, but yeah, snails are relatively bomb-proof creatures. Just look at the murkiest pond or whatever you can find, you can guarantee there'll be a snail in it. Research. Right, yeah. Yeah, it's one of those where I would say, oh, yay, Bob! More pistos. More pistos is much more. Teeth in. And burp. Shot. Yeah, pistos are always cool. And so I've got a new bunch of boblets as well. Yep. Yeah, so snails. I mean, if I don't kill snails, so you know they must be relatively easy. It's just the occasional suicide nerite that I have. Yeah, so they will. Yeah, they will go for a long nap, as it were, every so often as they increase the size of their shell, put on a new layer or a new ring. Oh, yeah, they do have rings, don't they? Snail shells, yes. Yeah, although it's apparently very easy to tell if your snail is dead. You just give it a sniff. I can't smell anything, so it doesn't tell me anything. I just leave them if they haven't moved for a few days. I just leave them. How do you get calcium in the water? In my case, I just use tap water because I want very hard water here. But that's because we've got flint and chalk bedrock, so we're coming out the tap about 300 parts per million. And I think most of it is calcium. But you could use wonder shell, crushed coral, just a bag of crushed coral either in the filter or in just scatter some on the substrate, piece of cuttlefish bone, yeah, those are the general ones. If you're using RO water, then whichever product you're using to put stuff back into the water, as it were, so everything doesn't die. But yeah, pH is about 7.8. Yeah, boiled eggshells is another option. Yeah, my pH out of the tap is about 8.2 to 8.4, 8.6, depends. As I said before, if you have a dripping tap, you end up with stalactites and stalagmites. You have to descale the kettle every week if you use it regularly, that kind of thing. So yeah, that's why my shell dwellers are happy in tap water. There's everyone going, no, you need to add this, you need to. No, I don't need to add hardness to my water. You can chew it. When I say that, I've got the heavy planted tanks, like the one behind me, which is running a pH about 7.4, despite having 25% water change every week with 8 point something. Again, that's purely the amount of plants, the amount of rotting vegetable matter and fish poop and whatever that's built up in the substrate, which pulls the pH back down again. But again, because of the amount of general hardness in the water, it buffers it, it holds it steady. Not CK'd minced pH since losing the shellies. Ah, yes, video. I was filming Fry and check the pH. Yeah, I'm hoping that wasn't the problem, Bob. Although if it was, it's an easy fix. Shave a cut of bone with a spoon, great calcium powder. Yeah, I mean, I don't even know why I bothered buying Cuttlebone. I got way more than I need. I'm guessing, admin, are you in America or are you in the UK? It's somewhere under here. Well, I can't even get in there because I'm in the way. Let's have a quick look. Oh, I've got them off of Amazon, so anyone can grab them. They're relatively cheap. There we go. Yeah. 5 of them, it was about £2 or £3. So, you know, they're for birds, but oh well. I won't need calcium in my diet for a while. That was a big old breath of cuttlefish dust. Yeah, cuttlefish bone will float. Eventually it will waterlog and sink, but it takes a while. And it can go green, but don't worry about that. It's probably got some copper in it, I think. No, it's there. I would have said they were just the same as any other snail. I think when it comes to breeding, there's a little difference because they lay their egg sacs out of the water. But as long as you keep the water levels the same and the humidity the same, I mean, let's be honest, they're going to lay their eggs in the right place for their eggs to develop, aren't they? Right, they're going to lay them in the right place. So you just got to keep the parameters the same after that until they hatch. And then they go back down into the water. Yeah, that's pretty much all I would do. I've not got any, don't have them. Don't even think, I'm not even sure. I know some of them are on the no-go list over here. There's certain species, and I get confused. So yeah, I've just got Nerites and Malaysian trumpets, and some very happy birds. I've had plenty of calcium in their diet lately, because I had a big explosion of trumpet snails in here, and I must have thrown about 1,000 of them out. Yeah, I literally pull them out, pop them in on a plate or a glass jar or something, just pop them out in the back garden, and they all disappear. It's not because they've crawled off and gone somewhere else, it's because the birds come down and eat them. Alrighty, see you later, Dan. Have a good week. Try and dodge those pesky seagulls. Get those human fried Netflix zombies into bed. Yeah, to me, snails are relatively easy things to keep. I can keep snails alive. I'll say it's just the odd suicidal Nerite that decides to let go when it's crawling up the glass or across the lid of the tank, and then ends up on its back. And if you don't spot it, then they will die because they can't self-right. There's probably a couple of empty shells in most tanks, but by leaving the empty shells in there, if the calcium and carbonate hardness in the water drops, the shells will start disintegrating. The other snails will start munching on the shells. That's when you notice there's something that needs changing. And hey, you know, a Nerite shell is still Nerite shell is still pretty, even when there's no Nerite in it. And you know, fish fry hide in them as well, so they have their uses. And then in the shell dweller tank, obviously, there's a whole bunch of escargot shells. But anyway, I've done my. How can you put the calcium in? So again, it's not something I've ever done. I would just keep an eye on the GH and KH of the tank. If you notice the KH starting to drop, then add more calcium. It's pretty much what I would do. Or just add a little bit every time you do a water change. It's not going to take much, especially if you're not got shrimp or anything in there. Anything else that's taking the calcium in noticeable amounts. Obviously, the fish will take some, but they'll get it from their food as well. So, you know. Yeah, piece of corals, empty shells. Yeah, that's actually probably. Thank you for everyone for tuning in. I hope to see you all again same time next week, where we can carry on waffling about whatever comes across either my week or your week. Any questions we can try and get answered. But yeah, have fun. Excuse the state of my fingers. Enjoy your hobby. Peace out. Rock on. Bye-bye. God damn it. Hurry up and press the button, you. Oh my God. Will you shut up? I hope he presses the end button before he starts going to the loo.